We'll start the endocrine system by comparing the endocrine system to the nervous system. So both of these systems are involved in maintaining homeostasis, regulating set points throughout the body. They also both use a chemical signal released from one cell to signal another cell for communication. On the outside of this Venn diagram, we'll list some of the things that are different about these two systems. The nervous system functions by sending signals through a series of neurons. And then eventually those neurons will reach what is called the target cell. The neurons will directly affect the target cell, meaning they reach directly to that target cell. When they release a chemical on the target cell, they're releasing a chemical called a neurotransmitter. When the neuron releases its neurotransmitter to its target cell, this is going to result in an immediate response that is typically short-lived unless the stimulus continues to be repeated. The endocrine system sends its signals fairly differently than the nervous system. Instead of direct contact with the target cell, the endocrine system does not have direct contact with the target cell. Instead of having a series of neurons, endocrine cells have to secrete signals that are called hormones. And those hormones will then go into the circulatory system, and they travel throughout the blood. So they travel throughout the entire body and eventually reach the target cell, which is typically a long distance away. This is going to create a slower response and also a longer lasting effect. This mechanism of long-distance signaling with hormones is the classical definition of endocrine signaling. There are other types of signaling considered local signals. So local means close by, so the cell that is releasing the chemical signal is going to be very close to the target cell. The first type of local signaling is paracrine signaling. Paracrine signaling, one cell is going to release the chemical messenger, and then it's going to diffuse into the interstitial fluid. Then it will diffuse to a close-by target cell. This is not going to enter the blood like a hormone does. The next type of local signaling is called autocrine. The prefix auto means self. In autocrine signaling, the target cell is the same cell that is releasing the signal. So the cell that has the chemical signal will release that into the interstitial fluid outside of the cell, and then that is going to be received by a receptor on the same cell.